Hey, what's up YouTube? I figured I'd make a quick video. I bought a couple things for the YXZ. I already installed some new rims here. These are actually the second new rims that I bought. I bought some 10-inch wide rims before these with the 5+5 offset, and turns out 10-inch wide rims are too wide for these tires. They're mainly made for sand paddle tires, so I screwed up. That was a $500 mistake. I'm going to try to sell those online, but who knows. So I bought these instead. These are 8-inch with a 4+4 offset on them, which pushes the width of the machine out maybe an inch and a half or so on each side, so it's about 3 inches wider total. And I got these mirrors. I already posted a video on those. And I actually put orange panels on the back because during one of the rides at my buddy's house, I rolled it and actually cracked the rear panel here, and it split right here. And I decided just to switch it up a little bit. Instead of getting the black again, I got orange this time. And then on top of that, I also bought a mount for the radiator back here. This is a Weller mount. I think it's like $100, maybe a little over $100, and just cleans it up a lot. The setup I had before was supposed to be temporary. I left it like that for like a year. The only problem with the way I had it was I couldn't actually I couldn't take this panel off. So like when I wanted to swap out the air filter or change the oil, I'd actually have to remove the radiator and lay it in the bed. So now I can get in there, and that looks a lot cleaner. But you can see the machine looks a little bit wider now with those rims. And so today I'm kind of screwing around in the garage, and I figured I'd throw these halos on that I had bought a while back. They've been sitting in the garage on the shelf here. They're just 4 round halo lights, and they go right over the front of these stock headlights, so I'll have to clean those up. And then what I didn't know is that I thought they'd come with some type of tape, like a double-sided tape. They actually want me to use this silicone, this adhesive. So I guess I'll give it a shot and see what it looks like, see how messy it is. If it seems like it's going to be too much of a pain in the butt, I'll probably just not install them. These were pretty cheap too. I think these were like, they were less than $100, maybe $90 on eBay. And they came with a switch too. There's a little switch there. I thought it was going to be a rocker switch. I was hoping it was going to be a rocker switch. I don't think I have a rocker switch hanging around anymore. I used to have a bunch of them. So I'll probably just use that. That just kind of, I wonder if I could just cut out a hole. Do I have a blank? I don't know if I have a blank. No, I don't have a blank on this machine. I go through so many machines, I forget what I have. So yeah, I'll start. I think I'm probably gonna have to take a couple panels off. Maybe not too many. I'll probably just have to take this center panel off because the wires are gonna run. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Maybe I could probably squeeze it up underneath there. And I'll probably run it through the center under this panel and then up to the switch there. And I really need to hook up a power bar, or whatever you call it, like a fuse block. I'm starting to install too many accessories on here. I might even need another battery pretty soon. Not sure how many amps I'm pushing with the speakers, and we got the light pods here and this little light bar here and the winch. So I don't know, and then I'm going to have this going too. We'll see if we have any issues. But alright, I'll go ahead and take that panel off and see how I'm going to wire this up. Already got the headlights cleaned off with some Windex, but I think I'll use a little bit of alcohol to clean them off as well. Alright, so I had to pop this panel off, or this little push pin out, so I could lift up on the panel. Now I have room to go up underneath the headlight. Alright, there's a little thin channel around the back side of the halo light, and they give you this RTV silicone. You could put a bead right in there, and then I'm going to hold it in place with some tape until it dries. Alright, so I have I put the silicone on the back and the channel on the back of the light, and then I was trying to press it on there and hold it with masking tape like the instructions say to do, and it just wasn't holding it. I even used alcohol to clean everything off first, and it wasn't sticking, so I ended up using duct tape. I'm just hoping when I go to cut the duct tape off, or just pull it off, it doesn't pull the light off with it. The silicone's supposed to take about an hour to dry, so I'll give it an hour, and actually I might even wait until tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and work on the wiring right now, and maybe I'll leave that tape on until tomorrow. Alright, I kind of have everything put together. I have all these little what they call inverter boxes wired into this this plug here, and this is their hot and cold. These will go to each individual light, so there's 4 of those. And now I just have to find a spot to mount these. What kind of sucks is the distance between the inverter box and the plug, which goes to the light, is very short. And as you can see, these little wires here to the light aren't very long either. So that means the light's right about here. It's only going to stretch to plug into here about this far. So not too far at all. It would be nice if that would have reached all the way up underneath to go underneath the hood there. So that means I'm going to have to mount these somewhere in this area. So probably underneath, and God knows I have enough wire under there already. It's a little messy down there, but I kind of wish these would, I don't know, I wish I had like a waterproof box or something I could put these in, because that's going to be right down in the middle of where all the mud and water is. But I'll do my best. We'll see. I mean, I guess if it stops working, we'll have to figure something else out. Like these here, these are not waterproof. Maybe I'll put some tape or something around them. But alright guys, so it's the next day. I let the silicone dry. It's still taped on there right now, but it seems like it's actually holding pretty good. So I'm going to leave that taped up until I get all the wiring done. But I did put some silicone inside the holes here where the wires connect, just to keep it more waterproof on both of those. Then I ended up cutting a hole in the dash here, so that's where the switch is going to go. And I ran the wires according to the diagram, and I'll finish connecting everything, and we'll see if it'll light up. Oh, and I'm going to connect my instead of going to the battery, I have a key on power right here. You can see I used to have something else connected there. I took that off. I had the light for the boost gauge tapped in right there. Well, I don't need the boost gauge now because I don't have the supercharger anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap into the positive and negative right there, and that way it won't drain the battery. The only time it'll have juice is when the key's on. So that's actually tapped in. If you're a YXZ owner, this is actually a key on power. This actually goes to the cigarette lighter or charger, whatever you want to call it, that's back here, you know. So I tapped into that and it worked before, so I'll go ahead and use that again. So I'll wire it up and we'll see if it'll light up. Alright, so I have it wired together. I don't have it mounted permanently, obviously. I just wanted to test to make sure it's going to work. The drawing that they sent with the halos, it's not correct. They have the wiring going back into the 3 plugs in the back of the switch. They have those in the incorrect position. So the first time I tried to just turned the power on when it was plugged in, all wired up. It blew a fuse. So it popped a fuse, and it took me a little while to figure out which fuse went to what. But I found a diagram online, and the spare fuse, I don't know if you guys have YXZs or not, but their fuse panel, these are the main relays here, but there's a small fuse panel underneath these two covers back here. And the fuse that goes to the cigarette lighter here is this number 10 here, right there. I don't know if you can see that with the camera or not, but that was popped. So I put it back in, turned it on again. Of course, it popped again. So then I have 3 spares there, luckily. And that's when I realized the wiring to the switch was wrong. And I kind of figured it was because the one plug here on the back of the switch is a different color. It's like a bronze color. And that normally means it's to your ground. So I put the ground on there, and I got lucky, and the other two were in the right spot. So I'll go ahead and permanently mount the wires, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I turn the lights on. Alright, so about 30 zip ties and 3 fuses later, I finally have them installed. This is what they look like when they're not on. It's round, you know, around the outside of the headlight. I'll go ahead and flip them on for you. Show you where I put the switch. So these are key on. I tapped into a key on power. So I actually have to turn the key on, and then they're already on. So it's just a simple switch, a 2-way switch. Let's see what they look like. There you go. Pretty cool looking. I like the contrast between the orange and the blue. I think they'll look a lot better at night. They'll stand out a little bit more. Not that they look bad now, but I don't know, just a kind of a fun little project. I was bored. I've actually had these on the shelf in my garage for almost a year. Just never got around to putting them on. Yeah, I'm happy with them. I think they're like 85 bucks. I got them on eBay. I got them from a site called Offroad.com. I think they're like $85 or $90. The guy will actually take orders for different colors. These are simple ones. You can't change the color. They're only blue. If you want to get a set of halos where you can actually change the color, they're going to cost you about 150 bucks. So I went with blue just to kind of contrast against the orange. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. Just a quick video. I think we'll have some new riding videos coming out soon. Within a couple weeks, we're going to try a couple new places. We're going back down to Hatfield McCoy in about 6 weeks. Try a couple new trail systems down there. We're going to go on some tours. So we're really looking forward to that. So I guess stay tuned, and thanks for watching.